Hello and welcome to MHA Digital Communities. My name's Katie and today we're going to be making art inspired by Italy. So let's get started. So today we're going to be making a collage inspired by Italian ice cream. For this collage you're going to be needing some different colours of paper. I've got bright pink here for the background and I've got some pastel colours, so yellow, green and pink. I've got some pale blue and this lovely warm yellow. Don't worry if you don't have these exact colours, really any range of colours, some light ones and some dark ones would work, but obviously I'm going for the ice cream colour look. I've also got a biro, a pencil and a ruler, a Pritt stick, some scissors, and I've just got this in case I need to draw something round, or if you have anything that you can draw around for a round template, that can be quite useful too. So let's get started on this then. So the first thing I'm going to do is create this wonderful ice cream cone and these lemons. So I'm just going to get started now and I'm going to start off by doing the areas that are in this yellow colour. So I've got the ice cream cone, the sunshine and these lemon orange wedges. So I'm going to start off on my yellow paper. I'm going to just cut this in half. I'm going to use 1/2 for the smaller sections and 1/2 for the ice cream cone. To draw the ice cream cone, if we look at the original, it is, and if we measure it, you can see it's about 12 let's call it 13 centimeters. So all I'm going to need to do here is to draw a line down the middle of this piece of paper, or towards the edge, it doesn't matter. 13 centimeters. And then width-wise at the top, it is about 7 centimeters. So keeping this line in the middle, that's 3.5 that side and 3.5 that side. I've got 7 centimeters, and then I'm just going to join the top end with the bottom end with 2 diagonal lines like that. And then I'm going to just use, well actually I can turn over, I don't necessarily have to rub all the lines out, I can do that. Then I'm going to just cut this out. And that's my first shape, so I've got my ice cream cone. Then I'm going to start drawing these little orange and lemon type wedges. I'm going to use up this little piece of paper I've got left. I'm going to do this freehand, but you could use a template if you want to have something round. I'm just using, you can use your pencil at first. So I'm doing basically just little half circle shape. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to cut out a couple of them. In a moment, I'm just drawing them on. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got about 5, so I can actually probably just use this piece of paper for all of them. Like that. Then I'm going to use my biro, and what I'm going to do is just outline the edge like this, and put a double line. So we've got 2 curved lines. And then quite loosely, so in other words just flowing, I'm just going to draw a little circle in the middle, and then I'm going to do these loops. So it's got that effect of a quite loosely, more of a scribbly line rather than a very accurate line. So I'm going to do that again for the next one. Just draw these 2 lines like this. I'm going straight into Biro. If you feel better doing it in pencil, you could and rub it out later, but I'm just going straight in there. They need to look quite loosely drawn, quite scribbly. Okay, and then we've got those ready to cut out. Okay, so you've got those. So I'm going to just put those over here. And then I'm going to start sticking some of them down now. So I've got this white piece of paper, which I'm just going to use to start off with, then I'm going to cut round it. So to start off, I'm just going to put my ice cream cone there, stick it down. Thin layer of glue. And we're looking to stick that down towards the bottom here, roughly in the middle, like that. Then I am going to start cutting out and making the different ice cream layers. I've got strawberry, lemon, and I'm calling it pistachio, so I've got paper to go with that. So to start off with, if you look at these and you look at the size, you want to cut down your paper if you haven't got a smaller piece like this, sort of to roughly fit in with the size of the base of the ice cream cone here. So for my green one, it's going to be the smallest one. I've already got a piece of pink cut out there, so I'm just going to put that there just to work out the sizes. And then for this yellow one, I'm just going to cut this in half. And then cut it in half again. I'm only going to need a small piece really. But I can roughly work out the sizes of what I need to include. So the bottom one's going to be this pink strawberry one. I'm just going to lay that there. And then I'm going to draw on here. So I know that the base of the cone's there. And I'm just going to draw and see how wide that is. You know, I'm just going to do that again actually, because I'm going to turn it over. I just want it to be, so I'm just drawing a wiggly line that represents ice cream. I'm going to have it about that big. And then the next one's going to be overlaid over the top. So I'm going to take a small piece of paper, just going to lay that, see how big I want it to be. That's going to be about there. Maybe do it that way, yeah. I'll do it about there. And that piece is going to be about that size. Then my green piece of paper, the pistachio layer, it's going to be a little bit smaller. Sort of around that size, okay. Actually, I might turn that over and make that a little bit bigger. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. You can always alter this when you cut it. That's fine. So I'm now going to cut out the different ice cream flavour layers. With my scissors, I'm just going to go around. And I'm cutting around so I can still see the Biro line. And that's going to go there, so I'm just going to stick that on. Got layer 1, and you can see it kind of comes out over the edges. Then I've got layer 2, which is this lemon flavour, as I'm calling it. And again, you just want to cut round so you can still see the Biro and the shape. It's layer 2, and then we've got the pistachio layer 3. That's going at the top here, and then we've got our 3 flavours of ice cream. And then we're going to stick on some of these little orangey wedge decorations. But before we do that, so we're just going to lay them out and see kind of roughly where we might put them. In my previous design, I laid them out kind of like this. And then I cut one of them in half so I could split it over 2 sides. So I just cut a little bit off one and had it like that. Okay, before I cut the rest of it out, I'm going to just make the little yellow wedges. I'm just going to do 3 of those. So I've got my Biro again. I'm just going to make these. They can be a little bit smaller if you wish. Same as before, 3 semicircles. Just do a double line on the outside, little circle in the middle. And then we can cut those out. Okay, so now we're going to stick these little fruits down. What I'm going to do is cut the white paper down a little bit, so I don't want to stick these right to the edge. So I'm just going to stick some of these down, but not right to the edge. And actually, before I go any further, I'm just going to cut out this curve shape just so I can incorporate that into it. So what I've done here is I've just taken my scissors and I've gone along, and if you look at the bottom of the ice cream, that's there, but I've created a little bit of a curve from the edge to here. And I'm cutting that out first. So it's a little bit more tricky to cut around the ice cream, but hopefully because you've already got a relatively easy edge around the biro, you'll be able to just cut round. So then I'm going to cut off a little bit along the sides there, just to make that a bit narrower. Then I'm going to take my blue piece of paper. In this case, I've got a pale blue background, so I'll be able to sit it onto there. So I'm just going to stick that onto there. I can just go back and add my little fruit shapes. Okay, so once you've added the fruit shapes, then we've just got to add a couple more elements to this blue zone, which we've got the sun and the clouds. So I've got some of this yellow paper left from earlier. So I'm going to take the yellow paper and I'm going to just draw my circle. If you've got something to draw around, you can. I'm just doing mine freehand. Fits okay, so I'm going to put that there, and then I've got my little bit of scrap white paper on which I'm going to draw my cloud, which is going to fit just there. So if I just place that there, I can kind of see the kind of size that I want. I'm just drawing a rough cloud shape here. Just cut that out. If you just cut out the big areas around the edge, then you can just go in a little bit nearer to the edges. You don't have to go right to the edge if that's too fiddly, as long as you can see the shape. Just going to cut that a little bit more. Okay, so we've got our cloud, we've got our sunshine. If you want to add some little sunbeams around the sunshine, which I think look good, then what I'm going to do is cut a little strip of paper, a little rectangle, possibly a little bit thinner. So that's going to be enough. And then I'm just going to cut diagonal lines across to make the little sun sun rays. So there we have them. This is a little bit fiddly now because you're having to pick them up and add glue to them, which is difficult. But they tend to just probably stick to your finger. There you go. You can always dampen your finger, but they tend to stick. There we go. And we're just going to stick those on, going around the edge. Oh, I forgot to stick the sun down. I need to stick that down too. I'm picking up the small pieces with the glue now. That seems to work. And there we have a winning combination of sunshine and ice cream. Okay, so I will add one more. I know these are going slightly off the edge, but it doesn't matter. Right, I'm going to just cut down my blue paper a little bit. So I'm going to just go in and cut this down, just to narrow it down. And the reason being is I just want it to show up when I put it onto a further background layer of pink. Just cutting a gentle curve round here. Moving that to one side. And then I've got my really quite luminous bright pink colour that I'm going to stick it on, that really just sets it off nicely. Just put my glue along the back. One more sunbeam. And there we have it, our Italian ice cream collage. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.